I visited you in Santa Monica, and you told me a hair-raising tale about your place there and the riots. Have you talked about that a lot?
Yeah, we did a full episode on it. We've talked about it. Yeah, for Honeydew.
I just
not much
just
elsewhere.
Sketch it out here for my audience, because it was just. I think about it. You know, you were telling me before the mics heated up that it was scary, and I thought, I wake up and short of breath in the middle of the night thinking about what I didn't go through it. You went through it.
Really?
It's bothered me ever since.
Yeah, it was. So when you guys were all transitioning down to Austin, I was moving into my own studio, got a space at the Santa Monica Music Center, and this is right in, I think it was May, June, it was, of 2020. So we're fresh into the pandemic. And the Black Lives Matter movement is going on, and there are some riots around Los Angeles.
Well, Santa Monica was ground zero.
Ground
zero.
Zero.
A huge riot there.
Big time. And I want to make it clear that there are assholes in every group, right? We all know that. Good people and assholes. Well, the good people they all met at the beach, and what the idiots were doing was using these assemblies as their meeting place. Then the good people would go south, and then the assholes came east. And they came up Santa Monica Boulevard. And, you know, we never thought they'd get past. Lincoln is like sort of, once you cross that, you're starting to head out of the west side. And that's 8th Street. We're out on 19th Street.
Yeah.
And we're also on a weird street where there are auto dealers. So we have this extra wide street so those big trucks can come and pull in and dump the cars. So it's a weird place. And it was very organized. It was very strategic. They came early and circled the place and told us.
Your building.
Yeah, we're coming back. They gave you a heads up. We're coming. So actually.
Meaning evacuate or
meaning
what?
This shit's going to be robbed. So you can get the hell out of here or you can stay. They were not hiding it.
Okay.
Annie showed up and helped me. We had just got in there. I had just recorded 2 episodes. I have not missed a podcast. I've been podcasting now for about 12 years. I haven't missed an episode once in a week. Never. And
these were essentially gangbangers, right?
Oh, man. Yeah. No, they really weren't. They were...
Well, you said they're so organized, it made me think
they were organized. So I would see them all texting. I would see them talking to one another, and they would say, we're over here. I had a lot of questions like, you know, was it all black people? I was like, no. If I had to generalize a group, I would say they were young. I would go with youth. I would not go with a race. It was an age.
Yeah.
And I saw just as many blonde white chicks driving cars as I did Latinos, as I did black people, as I did everybody. And so it's sort of hitting a wave. The first wave came up, and they just started bashing windows and stuff. They didn't really steal much, just destruction. The second wave literally came with rolling suitcases and everything else, and they just robbed the store. They robbed the radio place next to us.
And you said Annie was helping you. Did you guys get your equipment out?
We took everything. We left cables and furniture.
Yeah.
And then we threw sofas up against the doors. Like we barricaded it like it was a tornado was coming in, you know. But we're literally running cash from the store out, you know, into cars. And there are hundreds of people out there, hundreds. And they're all, at the time, we're all wearing masks. Well, these guys got those purge masks on, and it's terrifying. And I'm telling you, there must have been on that just corner alone, hundreds of people.
Did you worry somebody was going to attack you while you were putting stuff in the car?
I did when, so I got in my car. I stayed as long as I felt it was safe. And then once I saw them throw the chairs and stuff right through the big window outside, and there were great neighbors that recorded for us and sent us people running up the street with 2 guitars at a time and crackheads selling large violin. This dude had a cello worth thousands of dollars and sold a large violin on Craigslist for like $50. That's how they caught that asshole.
Wow.
But
Stradivarius on
on
eBay.
It was when it finally got to a point where I was like, all right, I need to get the hell out of here. I'm in my car and I'm trying to do a picture. And this guy runs up to me and he pulls out a pistol. And he doesn't point it at me. He just holds it across his chest and he says, get the fuck out of here. And I was like, did I just get hate crimed in the Black Lives Matter movement right now? Like, for real? Can you do that shit? I don't know if you can do that. And that was my cue. And I drove the fuck out of there. And then that night around midnight came back and we started boarding everything up. And they continued, by the way. We're on 19th Street. They went way I mean, this thing went all the way up, almost to the fucking freeway. It looked like just Beirut after being bombed.
Yeah, and no cops.
No cop. And the cops came. The cops came and said, if you have firearms, you're allowed to exercise your Second Amendment rights. Now, I'm from Baltimore, and there's a pharmacy directly across the street from us, and those Middle Eastern dudes stood out front with their ARs, and they're the nicest guys. They always come over like, let's teach the kids. I'm like, we're not going to teach the kids. But you can stand out there because, again, they all go to military. They're in the military when they're so they're responsible. Right. So they knew the zombies were going to come for their pills and everything. So they boarded up. They were
early.
They were, what do you call it? Proactive. They were very proactive. The guy at the radio place, he fired one off into the air and didn't scare a soul. The guy at DK's Donuts, he had an AR. He stood out front, and he's in a little strip mall. So they didn't bother him, but they went and ransacked the 7-Eleven. And I'm watching people walk up the street with a bottle of Jack Daniels. I'm like, that's what you're risking your life for right there? That shit, So it was terrifying. It was hundreds of people, and there are just little high school girls walking by, and there's people getting stuck in bumper-to-bumper traffic, don't even know what's going on, and they're just walking by and bashing their windows out while they're in traffic. It was fucking insane. I saw more guns on that block than I've ever seen in Baltimore City. And we're talking about this liberal-ass Santa Monica. Trust me, y'all, they got them. They got them there.
And the guns were on both sides, it sounds like.
Both sides, absolutely. Yes, they were. Yes, and I would have to say more on the good side than the bad side because they knew they were coming. And
didn't you get somebody swing at you or something at one point?
No one swung at me. Just the gun was pulled on me. Yeah, that was enough.
So terrible.